order. We have two nominees on here for today. Senate nominations number 54 and 91 and Senate nominations number 68. And just for time's sake, we're gonna skip over 54 and 91 and take up Senate nominations number 68, and that's Mr. Mac Phillips of Taylorsville, to the Board of Directors for MagCorp, formerly Mississippi Prison Industry, and his term is effective immediately and will end on June the 30th of 2028. And Mr. Phillips is already serving on that board, and this is just a reappointment for him on that board. So if there's no questions, and thank you. Motion is due, advise and consent. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, the ayes carry. Thank you. The next one we have Senate nomination 54 and 91, Mr. Ron McNeil, and I hope I said that right, correct. Of Oxford, Mississippi, for Mississippi Prison Industries and the Board of Directors for a 4-year term effective July 1 of 2024, and ending on June 30th of 2028, and he will be representing the faith-based community. I can say that I personally have known Mr. McNeil in the past. I think we came into the legislature at one point around the same time. He's originally from Greene County, but I think he lives up in Oxford now, where he also teaches. But all of his information is before us in the package that we have, and I would allow the members of this committee, for those who choose to look through the package, and I invited him here today to ask any questions, if there should be any, to him by any members of the committee. Senator Sparks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Feel free to join us if you'd like. So it's got a mic. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. The appointment that you have is in the faith-based community, but Chairman, whose appointment is it? Is this, because with the board a couple of years ago, we changed the appointment structure so that I was curious if this is a gubernatorial appointment. Okay, all right, thank you. And one of the biggest things in the amount of time I've been here, and it's not much longer than how long you were in the legislature, so you know, sometimes it takes a while to get up to speed. But from the standpoint of the functions of MagCorp, you know, we've had at least 3 different names in about the last decade, and we've had multiple different directions. I didn't know how much you were involved with it prior, or your knowledge of it, or kind of where you see it going forward as being a board member on it. Of course, being from the faith-based side, obviously, I think that's a huge factor on top of training people for a skill, is maybe helping them in that capacity. So could you just expound just a little bit on kind of the combination of the appointment being the faith-based person and your approach to that, as well as kind of your knowledge, if any, of kind of how it's operated in the past with NPIC or MagCorp?
Yeah, thanks, Senator Sparks. Little feedback there. So my resume, I guess, in being in the faith-based community, I've been involved with Kairos Prison Ministries International for 14 years, started at SMCI, and now, in fact, this weekend, we're going in at Marshall County Correctional Facility. And I have been working with the board for, I guess, 9 months. I started in the summer of 24. I see the role of MagCorp as being primarily about rehabilitation and building futures, of course, is the motto or slogan. So finding ways for people who are incarcerated to, in a meaningful way, learn skills, to some degree, be able to build some capital for themselves, and to be able to build a foundation for themselves when they get out of the institution. That is, if your question is what I see the role of the organization being, I think that's its primary role. I think we also hope that it is revenue neutral. But I think that's what we're looking for.
Thank you, and if I may, Mr. Chairman, the one thing, and I appreciate your willingness to serve. When you say build capital, you kind of touched on something that's important to me. I'm not going to assume what you mean. When you say build capital, are you talking about financial capital?
That's what I mean. Yes.
Okay. Then I'm very appreciative of you mentioning revenue neutral, but in the past, the way we've operated with this entity under whatever name it is obtained didn't allow for the building of capital. So I appreciate you mentioning that, because the chairman's programs that he has spearheaded at the correctional facilities have been work release that actually allowed people to put money in the bank, that they could pay a first and last rent, that they could have transportation, that we're setting them up for success. And, you know, we just want everybody to be straight up with us. If y'all are involved in work that inmates are supposed to be building capital, we want them to actually be building capital for themselves. And if we can't run this program revenue neutral, that doesn't mean it's not a good program. We run a bunch of programs that aren't revenue neutral, that are revenue negative. But I do not want it to be lost in the chasing of revenue neutrality, that we do it on the backs of the employees. And I just want to make sure we're committed to allowing them to build that capital under a new compensation formula.
Yeah, and we have raised salaries for some classes in the 9 months that I've been on the board. We have executed some federal grants that are giving certifications, professional certifications for folks. So yeah, I think that I appreciate the priority that you place on making this something that is good for the employee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, just for motion at the proper time.
Thank you. There's no other questions by any of the members on the committee. Senator Sparks for a motion at the proper.
I move that we do advise and consent.
The motion is do advise and consent. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See, man.
Yeah, you as well.
Good. Appreciate you being willing to work.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you. Okay, thank you.
So. It'll be on the calendar now. Set up, vote on it.